Hello, everyone. Welcome to our sales page workshop today. I am so excited to share this training with you. This is a training that I don't normally share publicly, and I'm excited to dive into it with you. So to kick us off, jump into the chat section. Let me know where you're from in the world. So I know where you're tuning in from. I'm from the Gold Coast in Australia, so it is great to connect with you all. So I can see people are jumping in, joining us live. Feel free to jump into the comments. Let us know where you're from. That would be awesome. And I'm going to bring our slides up and training up for the day. Okay. All right, today's workshop is for people who are wanting to write a sales page or improve your existing sales page. So let me know, do you currently have a sales page, or are you wanting to tweak, or you wanting to create one from scratch, or do you need to tweak a sales page? So pop a 1 in the chat if you are creating a sales page from scratch, or pop a 2 in the chat if you're just wanting to learn how to tweak or improve your sales page. Okay, let's share the slides. Share this window with you here. Lovely. That's not the view we want. That's a little bit better. Okay. Wonderful. Can you all see this one here? Okay, let's jump straight into things. Make sure you can see the comment section as well and leave comments there. So you should be able to see, oh, chat's disabled for this live stream. Okay, I can see that's probably why people are not responding. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see, why is that happening? Show comments on the stage, show comments, live viewer comments, show up. Why is that happening? Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can fix this, because it's so much better when we can actually chat. Okay. Give me a minute. I'm going to, let me see. How do we do this? Oh, this has not happened before, guys. So I'm really sorry about this. Otherwise, we'll just move along without the comments, which is going to be a bit of a shame, but we'll still get into all of the training. Settings, let's see. Show comments. Let's just check this for a moment. Bear with me one moment, guys. Just having an issue enabling our chat, so I'm just trying to enable that for us. so that we can all chat together. So just give me 1 minute, and if I can't get it to work, we'll just go ahead with the training without the chat. Refresh. Chat's disabled for this live stream. Edit video. Let's see what we can do. Oh, there we go. Okay. I think that we're going to be able to fix this. Says we've got live chat enabled, but we're not seeing live chat, I don't think. Oh, live chat is here. Okay. Please refresh your page. Thank you for bearing with me. I can see the chat's coming up now. Thank goodness. So please refresh your page so that you can then see the chat on the right-hand side and we can talk to each other and I can get your feedback and we can actually start the training. So refresh the page. Let me know that you Yay! Oh my goodness. Hello. Okay, guys. I was like, am I just talking to myself? Why is everyone so awfully quiet? I'm really sorry about that. I had an incorrect setting on my YouTube video, which may have automatically turned on. So I'm sorry about that. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into this. I don't want to waste your time. Let me know, first of all, where you're from in the world. We've got Melanie from USA, Tasha. Awesome. Awesome. Whitney, everyone's jumping in. Oh, guys. Yes, thank you for bearing with me. It's just so awkward when tech things happen, isn't it? Hey, Tonya. Yay. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. All right. So let me know. A 1 if you already if you're creating a sales page for the first time or creating a new sales page. And let me know a 2 if you're wanting to just get some extra tips on your sales page or tweak it. That would be amazing. All right. The chat is now blowing up. So we've solved that issue, guys. I'm really glad about that. Awesome. Tonya, you're creating a new sales page. Cool. Thank you, lovely people, for bearing with me. Beautiful. Okay, we've got a lot of 2s. So people who are wanting to get some sales page tips, tweak things. Great. Let's jump into this. Now, for those of you who I have not had the pleasure of meeting before, I am Elise. I am the creator of Funnel Envy. So this is my membership where I teach coaches, course creators, and membership owners how to build and optimize a funnel that creates consistent sales. Now, a sales page is obviously one piece of a funnel, and I'll touch on how it all ties in together later on. I am not 30 anymore. Well, let's update that. 31. I'm married. I have 3 little boys under 4. I have built a multi-6-figure digital product business while really working part-time. So my littlest one is actually napping right now, my baby. So hopefully he stays asleep for our whole workshop today. But if he wakes up, we'll have a little buddy joining us. So I'm often working in nap time, cracks of time throughout the week at the moment. I transitioned from done for you services to daily sales, really by having evergreen funnels. So going from a service-based business to a more digital product and educational business, which has been awesome, especially in the season with little kids. I've grown my income every single month for over a year through evergreen funnels. So that's really cool and exciting. It's not been without work though. Let me be real. You see like the numbers and the exciting things, but it's not been without work and tweaking and optimizing. And we'll talk about that a bit later. I've spent over 7 years writing high converting funnels, sales pages, email sequences for coaches, course creators, helping a few of them have their first 6-figure launch, which is really exciting as well. Over 6,000 people have used my email templates and my systems you might be one of them. And if you're not, welcome. That's cool too. And look, I only teach what I have personally tested and proven in my business, or what I have done in my experience for my clients. So I want to make that really clear. This isn't just some random stuff. This is stuff that I'm actively testing every single day, and stuff that I'm testing for my clients as well. So if that sounds good, let's dive into what we will cover today. This view is kind of awkward. Don't love it, but we'll make it work. So today we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about what to prepare before writing your sales page. Like, I want to get straight into this. So we're going to get into what do you actually need tangibly to prepare before you write a sales page or improve one. We're going to talk about where your sales page actually fits in your funnel. So if you have a funnel, and essentially for those of you who are new to this concept, a funnel is simply a pathway that someone goes on from getting to know who you are and being aware of you to converting and purchasing from you. Then I'm going to touch on the anatomy of a high converting sales page. I'll give you a bit of a bird's eye view. We'll talk about the biggest sales page mistakes and some quick fixes to make sure you don't make them. And I'm actually going to talk really about how to use AI to create strategic copy for your sales page. I'm going to take you through a tutorial, and hopefully we'll get to write an entire sales page today in that tutorial. If not, we will write most of a sales page using my framework. And I want to show you how to do this without losing your voice. I'll also do a little bit of editing so you can see in real time how my brain is thinking through editing a sales page. Then I'm going to give you an invitation to join my Funnel Envy community. I have a really special offer that I am only making to you because you're live today. This isn't for anyone else. This is not to my whole email list. This is only for you, truly, truly. So that's cool. Stick around for that. But I want to be transparent. I'll be making you an offer. And if it feels like a good next step, great, come join us. If not, no worries at all. Take all the free value from this workshop and use it. I want you to get tons of value. Then we'll have a Q&A and share some next steps. So I'm always an open book. And if any of my students are here on this call, you'll know I'm an open book. I'm so prepared to answer any questions you have and really help you out. That's what I want to do today. So let's get straight into the meat of it. If you are taking notes, feel free to take notes. I'll also send you I might send you a PDF of this workshop after, so you can see a few of these little bits and pieces as well, but it can be helpful to take notes to help things solidify. So what do you need before you actually write the sales page? Let's get into it. Oh, hi, Rika. I'm just looking at your comments, guys. Shamaya says, how useful are evergreen funnels for neurodivergent entrepreneurs who can't always constantly market themselves? Great. I feel like I am neurodivergent. We're totally going on a tangent here, and I think they are amazing. They are consistent, but I will talk more about this toward the end. So I would love to talk to this, Shamaya. So I'll jump into this at the end and dive into some more detailed questions. But thank you for your question, Rika. Thank you. I'm glad you purchased the sales page Trello board. I'll be talking about that later too, and we'll be actually walking through that today. Tonya, awesome. Thank you. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Great. I'm going to keep the comments going. But I tend to get a little distracted. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them, but I might circle back on them later on because my brain, tends to get a little distracted. So let's get into the meat of it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. So what do you need before you write a sales page? So before you open a single document, log into AI, or write a single word, you need to have some really foundational elements on hand. Okay. And I'm going to show you a bit of a worksheet that I have for this. But first of all, you need to know what your offer name is, of course. You need to know what a one sentence promise is. So the promise is what someone is actually going to achieve by taking you up on your offer, by purchasing your digital product, by going through your course, by joining your membership. What are they actually going to get out of it? Who is your offer for? And I don't mean just like, my offer is for women. My offer is for female entrepreneurs. My offer is for mums. I mean, specifically, who is it for on a granular level? Their pain points. What are the struggles that people are going through? What are the things, like, what is that moment of tension? I actually love this exercise that you can do where you actually sit down and you close your eyes and you just think about your ideal customer, but then think about at the moment before they purchase your solution, at the moment before they get relief, what is their moment of highest tension? What is their moment of biggest frustration? I know we have Samaya in here, and she is a dog trainer, and I'm just trying to think of like an example for her, which I can think. Being a dog owner myself, I could think like, what is the pain points for that person? Okay, so I'm trying to walk my dog, and like I've been walking my dog every day this week, and I'm on my 5th walk of the week, and the dog is just keeps going towards other dogs. They keep barking at everything. They like all of these things. I can't walk in a straight line with my dog, and I really want to be able to have these moments and connect with my dog. It's frustrating. And then, I'm trying to do a work call, or I'm trying to, I don't know, make the kids dinner. My dog's just yapping at me and barking at me. And I'm like, I love my dog, but this is so frustrating. So I'm trying to think, or maybe it's like you have guests over, I have visitors over, and then the dog just won't stop barking at the visitors. And it's like, oh my gosh, now we can't have visitors over in the house because the dog is like out of control. But what am I doing wrong? So here, when I think about pain points, like actually really try and visualize before someone comes to your offer, before someone comes and pays you money to alleviate their pain points, where are they? What is that moment of biggest frustration, the moment of highest tension? So you can think that through. Absolutely, we definitely want to use the same words as your ideal client in your copy. Absolutely. So top desires and goals. What are their goals? What do they actually want to achieve? For that example, it might be, I want to be able to go on a walk with my dog, and for her just to stay by my side and not keep getting distracted by all of the things that are out there. That would be awesome. Or I want to be able to have guests over and have my dog just actually listen to me and go and sit, or, not try and eat everyone's food. Features and benefits. So then these are the features and benefits that you include. It might be that you have a certain amount of trainings. It might be that you include support. It's just all those little logistical elements. And we'll dive into this more when we actually start writing the copy. Proof or testimonials, that's pretty self-explanatory, but it could be, yes, this worked for me, and wow, I got this outcome. But something that can be really powerful, especially in membership type offers, so an offer where you include support or coaching, something that is sometimes can be even more powerful than just the tangible results, is actually the personal experience that someone had with you. So it could be, Samaya really supported me. She provided step-by-step guidance. She was always, a message away. I knew that I could talk to her and ask personalized questions, and that made all the difference. So it's also those testimonials that may speak to who you are, that may speak to your integrity, your values, your support level. So those things as well. Common questions or objections. So any questions that someone might have about your offer or whether or not it is for them. A big one is, people might say, I had an email about this today for funnel envy. Someone emailed me and said, Elise, I teach in this kind of niche. Do you work with people in this niche, or could it work for me in this niche? So that is a common question or objection that I would want to address. That people are asking, like, does it work for people like me? That's a really common one. I've got a whole list of questions that I'll show you in a moment. A personal story or a unique angle. So if you have a personal experience with the thing that you teach, for example, it could be, if you are a dog trainer, but in the past your dog was really misbehaved, or it was tricky to take your dog on a walk, you have your own story about that, and that could be your unique angle. I see you saying someone told me last night, no one has ever understood my dog before. I'm going to show the comments on the stage. You nailed it. Yeah, that's so cool. Exactly. It's those sorts of things that they're not necessarily saying, wow, my dog's perfect in 7 days, but that emotional connection of, wow, you understood me, you understood my dog, you nailed it. That's really powerful. So again, your personal story or your unique angle, it could be like your health journey. It could be, guys, feel free to comment and let me know your niche as well and what you do, because then I can also speak to that as examples, which is fun. Tone of voice and brand words. So I'll show you what this looks like in a moment. It might be that you use certain words and you don't use other words. So in my experience as a copywriter, I always would create a brand voice guide for my clients. So before creating any piece of copy, I would go through and create this really detailed brand voice document. And some of that would be writing down, these are the words my client uses. These are the words my client doesn't use. And then you see how you can grab this information. You can actually go and guide AI to actually write copy in a way that speaks to your voice, that uses your voice and not a generic voice, because you're able to guide it. It could be, you know, I use these phrases, or I use these analogies. It could be, this is how I greet my audience. You know, some people, they might say, "Hey, babe," or like, "Yeah, girl." You know, you can tell that sounds a little off for me, because I wouldn't use those words. One of my clients used to speak like that. So when I write her copy in the brand voice guide, we'd say, oh, she'd greet her audiences like babe. But it might be like, "Hey there." It might be like, "Hey friend." You have like, what's your tone? What are these words you use and don't use? And if you are confused, a great way to see what words you use and don't use is just to look at your text messages. It sounds so basic, but actually look at the words you actually use, or even voice things out. You know, record yourself talking to, you know, your partner or a friend, and just see the way you naturally speak. And then a sample of your writing can be great as well. So if you have a sample of writing where you can look at in the past and you say, this is exactly the words I use, this is the structure I use, and getting AI to analyze that is awesome, to be able to actually have all this information and essentials on hand. Okay, let me dive into mistakes in one moment, but let me share with you. I want to show you this document that I have. In my, where is it? My Trello board here. Okay, here. Let me know if you can see this. So inside my sales page builder board, which I know some of you have, it's just $7. And I give you this sales page AI prep worksheet. So it sort of prompts you to work through all of these different pieces. So, you know, things like your offer overview with your name, your promise, your ideal customer snapshot, all of these pieces that I just mentioned, it walks you through that so that you can actually fill it all out and have that information on hand before you write your sales page. And then I'll show you an example of yeah, one that I'm going to be working off today, that I created myself, just for the sake of our workshop. So this is my one here about an offer that I'm going to, a new offer that I'm ideating. So it's called Beta Bootcamp, and I'm going to use this as the example when we get into the sales page writing moment in a second. But you can see here I've got like offer name, the promise, the transformation and outcome. Promise being, convert your big idea into a sellable beta course quickly, enjoyably, and using a repeatable system you can confidently apply to every future offer. You know, an ideal customer snapshot, so the pain points, the desires, features and benefits, proof and testimonials, common objections or questions, a personal story, a unique angle, and tone of voice and brand personality. I could flesh this out with even more detail, and I recommend you do, but I've just got this here that I want to use as an example today. Okay, where are we at? So we want to make sure we have these on hand. That's the key that I really want to hammer home here. That is a very confusing phrase. So this workshop really is about writing the sales page. We'll get into that in about 2 minutes, but I just want to remind you that writing the sales page is not going to be, your sales page copy is not going to be great unless you actually take the time to prepare with this essential information. Yes, I can. And I'm on a wide screen here that I'm presenting on, so it is a little bit annoying with the Zoom. Okay. Okay. Let's jump into this. First of all, before we start writing the page, this right here is the mistake. So the mistake that I see across all industries, and it comes back to just what I was saying, is that people have vague and generic messaging. Maybe you've felt like that before. Maybe you've created a sales page and you're like, why does this sales page suck? Why does it fall flat? Or why does it feel like it's close, but it's missing the mark? And this might be because you're not talking directly to your ICA. Like I said before, maybe you're using the sort of thinking about entrepreneurs if you're B2B, or everyone instead of a real vivid living person. Maybe I can see, I know we've got a few people in the pet industry. Who is that? Laurie is a holistic pet health coach for bulldog breeds. That is so specific, and I love that. But there are so many bulldog owners. But imagine if you were just speaking to pet owners. While that is a layer of specificity, the real vivid person that we want to speak to is bulldog, owners of bulldogs, and speaking to the specific pain points and the specific reality of that person. So that is what's going to take your messaging from being generic to being really specific. Again, surface level pain points are going to kill you. So, let me think of an analogy, because I know we have a lot of B2C people here. So if you've got who've got body type and symptom clarity coach, certified in holistic digestion and nutritional health. Awesome. So Tasha, you might think, okay, so without me knowing a lot about your clients, and let me know who it is, but you might speak to women. Say it's women. You could speak to women. But then I would say, okay, if we were to get more specific, what is the age of the woman? Is there a certain age group? Or what are the specific pain points that woman has? What are the specific desires that woman has? High-performing women. Okay, yeah, I do see this a lot as a niche, but I would say, again, how can we speak to the specific high-performing woman as well? So is it a certain type of high performing woman? Is she a mother? Is she, it may be, across different spheres. So if it is across different age groups, you might then get more specific with the pain points that they have, like talking specifically to, like painting a picture, like what is a part of her day that is causing an issue for her, to do with their digestion, to do with their nutrition, what is their reality. So really tapping into those things will help. I'm sort of riffing here without a lot of information, but I'm really want to flesh out what this could look like for you. And then Minu, you've said, I help women resolve bloating, inflammation, and cravings closer to 30 plus. Yeah. And so you might speak to, you said closer to 30 plus, so it might be 30 to 40-year-old women who are having, like, when are they having that bloating? When are they having that inflammation? When are they having those cravings? I know you probably know your audience inside out, but when we think about our copy, trying to get really specific with those pain points and with those desires that they have. But coming back to here, the mistakes, right? So when you are not speaking to specific pain points, when you are speaking more to generic ones, when you are speaking more to a generic ICA, when you are perhaps speaking to more a really generic result or promise, as opposed to something specific, then your message is going to land as vague. And only focusing on features instead of benefits can be a big thing too. So a lot of people can be like, this thing is amazing. It's only $99 and it includes 10 modules and 20 video trainings, and it includes all of these cool things that you get. But then someone's left thinking, but what am I actually going to achieve? Like, a lot of us, we don't need more things to do or tick off our to-do list, right? But being able to actually understand, okay, this is how I'm actually going to use it. This is how I'm going to engage with it. So talking about features is fine, but if you're highlighting a feature for a specific reason, like for example, I might say inside Funnel Envy, I have an email sequence writing process that helps you write your email sequence in 90 minutes or less. So therefore I am talking about this as a feature inside my program, but here is what the feature helps you do. So the fix here is really going to help, is really going to be taking the time to gather your essential information. Get really specific about who you are helping, what they want, what they are stuck on, and your offer promise and positioning. So how is your offer different from other offers out there? It might be that you have a specific expertise that someone else doesn't have. I think for me, a big part of Funnel Envy, when I talk about my membership, is that I'm a copywriter. So a lot of people talk about funnels, they talk about ads, they talk about this stuff, but it's not through the lens of copywriting. So for me, that is one of my differentiating factors. So you might, for you, think about what makes you or your offer special, that is slightly different to other things that are out there. Okay, Shamaya, I'm reading what you said, like a Black autistic woman in her mid-20s running a creative business while still living with her parents and working part-time at another job. I think that is so specific, and I think you could speak to that. I would maybe dial back some of those parts. Let me see, but while still working part-time, the part that I think maybe has gotten too specific is just the living with the parents part. Although you could test this, you can always share this if something's a part of your own story. Absolutely share it, and I think that's one way that you can set yourself apart too, by sharing your own story, because then you find people who are like you. But you might say, okay, if I'm cutting down so far to they also have to be living with their parents, that might cut the audience down so far that it does cut out a lot of people. And is it necessary? Maybe not, but it could be that yes, they are working part-time at another job and they're balancing running a creative business while working part-time and having autism. So those are the things that you could start thinking about, and also sharing your own experience is really going to be powerful. And I'll show you how we do that in the sales page as well. There is opportunity for people, for you, if what you're teaching is your own story, to be able to weave that in. If what you're teaching is not your own story, then you're going to want to speak to maybe transformations that you've helped your clients with, or your expertise if it's something you've trained in, maybe at university or college, or courses you've taken and those sorts of things. Whitney, yes. I'm so glad to hear this is really good. I have a 3, nearly 4-year-old, so I hear you. Bedtime routine is wild, so good on you for tuning in. All right, guys. So that's the mistakes. Now let's actually get into the meat of this and talk about the anatomy of a high converting sales page. All right. So let me give you a brief overview before we start writing. So first of all, we're going to have a hero and a headline section, the bold promise to make them stop scrolling. We're going to have a problem agitation section, which is where you show them you understand their pain. You make it feel real for them using the analogies that we've just talked about, getting really specific. We have belief shifting, where we're going to bust objections or limiting beliefs that people might have to do with what you offer. A before and after vision, which is really being able to show them the transformation journey. Like, you're here now, here's where you want to be. Being able to bridge that gap. Solution and offer intro, where you actually introduce your offer and position it as the answer they need. An offer tour, where you showcase what's inside your offer. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this when we get to the sales page writing. A bio and about you, where we can really build trust and credibility. This is where, yes, you can share your own experience. You can say, I've been there too, and you can empathize. Or you can say, I've worked with. So sometimes if you're creating a new offer and it's based off your own experience, you will be speaking and leaning very heavily into your own experience. Then once you're further along the line, yes, you'll lean into your experience, but you also have the proof of having worked with X amount of people or achieved X amount of results, or having, I've helped 300 dog owners be able to go from this to this. Offer details and a roadmap. So being able to actually show people what are the steps they're going to take inside your offer to get to where they want to go. Process and a framework. Proof, so being able to add social proof where you can. Again, it's what we said before. It can be transformation based, like, hey, Sarah helped me get this outcome. Or it can be more, Sarah was really helpful to me and she understood me, and it was nice to have someone understand me for once, or listen to me, or show up and provide me support. A guarantee, where we can reduce risk and build trust. This could also be something like a free trial, depending what offer you have. And then frequently asked questions. So preempting objections, showing you understand their concerns, and a closing sequence. So this is for you if X, Y, and Z, but this is not for you if X, Y, and Z. Like filtering in the right people, filtering out the wrong people, and a final call to action. Now, I feel like I am blasting the fire hose at you here. You're probably drinking with a fire hose, but I really, really wanted to be able to show you this overview before we actually get into the writing now. So let's write your sales page together. Let me see. Do you help build people's sales pages? I help with, so I'm not doing done for you services at the moment, but I will help with guiding you in terms of what you need to write on your sales page and reviewing sales pages. So that's what I do inside Funnel Envy, by the way, inside my program. Okay, let's write a sales page together. I'm going to head over here and zoom right in so you can see this. For those of you who've gotten this resource before, some of you might have it, some of you may not have it. It's just $7, and if you want it at the end of the training, I can share the link to it. But this is my sales page builder. So this board, it's got that cheat sheet in it here. So I've got the cheat sheet in it here. The link to that document to fill out your foundational information, which is what I recommend you do. And then what I've done is I've created this Trello board that actually has every essential section you need on a sales page. So we've got the hero section, problem agitation, belief shifting, before and after vision, just like I had before. So here, all of these bits and pieces. Closing sequence, CTA blocks, all of it. So this is all here so that you can actually go through, and what you get to do with this board, and I'll show you in real time, is you can choose. So we've got the hero section. I have multiple ways that you can introduce a hero section on a sales page. It could be that you have a transformation headline. Now, for those of you who are new to copywriting, this might all be very new. Please don't be intimidated by it. I have an example of what it is and why you would use it, what next section it pairs best with. It's just a different way to lead into your sales page. So here we have a relatable story. So it may be that you want to start with empathy in a relatable scenario to really hook your user in. So starting with a story of you're not alone, I've been there before. Or it may be that you start with some urgency or a quick win. Maybe you have a limited spot. You want to highlight a really fast or urgent outcome for action takers. So these are just different options you can choose from each of them. What if we don't have or have never used Trello? It's fine. It's so easy to use. I'll show you how I use it as I build it out. It's literally drag and drop. So I might say, okay, so for my sales page, I'm going to now show you an example, and I'll walk through showing you how to use this board as well. It's just a way to organize things that makes it nice and visually clear for us. So let's start a new document. And if I'm going to write my sales page, remember what I'm going to do first is I'm going to gather my essential information. I want to make sure you can see this. So I'm going to zoom in because of my wide screen. I'd love to have that zoomed in even more. I don't think we're going any further. All right, so we're going to grab my input. So what you will do if you have the board, you're going to start here. You're going to grab this cheat sheet. You're going to go through the Google document that I showed you before. You're going to fill it out with your information. Now I'm going to prime AI. So let me open up ChatGPT, which is what I generally use. You can use other AI too, like Claude. It can be good, or you can go between. Sometimes it's helpful to go between when one of the models is acting up, which they do. Okay, so I'm going to grab this info. Again, you might like to get even more detailed than this. I've just popped this together for the sake of this example. Okay, I'm going to start a new chat, and I actually do prefer this model at the moment. I've found that GPT-5 has been a little not as specific, but I'm sure it'll get better. So we're going to say, please make a note of this information about my offer and brand. I want to write a sales page with it. I'll just say I have a framework. I will share with you in a moment. Do not write anything yet. So I'm just going to drop all the information. So it's made a note. Great. So it's got all of this information. Now we can start with our framework. And now on my builder, this is where it gets really fun. I'm going to create my sales page. I'm going to drag and drop the different pieces. So again, you can see we've got all the pieces here. Let's start with, I think for this offer, which is, again, I'll just remind you what it is. It's Beta Bootcamp. So this offer that I'm putting together, I don't know why we cannot zoom in, please. It's not letting me zoom in anymore. Which is converting your big idea into a sellable beta course quickly, enjoyably, and using a repeatable system you can confidently apply to every future offer. Let me see. Oh, that's full screen. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into here. I'm going to start with a transformation headline. You can see it? Okay, good. Sorry, I know it can be a little bit small. All right, so let's grab the transformation headline. And we're going to drag this across because I want to start with that. I don't want to start with a story, although I could. I can actually think of another angle I could do for a story. I might play around and try both and see which one I like best. I'm going to jump in here, open the card. Okay, what goes in here? So this is all about, so I have an explainer for you, right? I've verbally explained this to you, but if you're going through the board, you can actually read it yourself. And here I'm going to get my AI prompts. In each section, I've created AI prompts. So write the following section like it's for a sales page. Don't include the subheadings in your output. These are the subheadings. That's just my reference. So I'm just guiding it. And then I'm going to fill in the blanks as well. So I might say, who's it for? Say exactly who this is for. Write a 100. Yep, write a short action-oriented call to action, inviting readers to. So I'll just explain what this is. So to join. So there's a few little pieces you might need to customize, and then you're going to grab the prompt, copy it over to AI where you've already primed it with your foundational information. I'm going to pop this here. Cool. This is a hero section, and look how fast that was. Now, we'll say this is a first draft, so I'll do a little bit of editing later, but if everything's not perfect, we do that for editing later. What I'm really looking for here is, I might refine a little here, but I'm just looking for, is this decent? And then I'll go through, and I really like to also edit it with my own human logic and understanding. So for coaches, course creators, and digital product sellers, launch your course in 7 days without tech headaches, second guessing, or perfection paralysis. I feel like that could be more specific. Beta Bootcamp gives you the plug and play system to turn your idea into a sellable course fast with real students, real feedback, and zero wasted time. Okay, I just think it could be a little bit more natural. And I'll tell you why. I feel like sometimes this, without tech headaches, I don't like the phrase without tech headaches. So I will provide specific feedback. It sounds a little, I'm just going to say, not how someone would actually talk. So that's a big thing that I'm always thinking with my copy. Is this how I would actually explain something? Is this how I would actually talk to someone? Okay, that's actually a lot better. So I'm pretty happy with that. Launch your course in 7 days without getting stuck in tech, overthinking everything, or trying to make it perfect. See, that just made it more natural here, like without tech headaches. Second guessing is kind of, maybe people would use that word, but perfection paralysis, I feel like I wouldn't use that word. My ideal clients wouldn't use that word, those words. So I'm guiding it to just speak more naturally. And sometimes I need to really tell AI, like, use a natural conversational voice. I feel like that is a really helpful prompt. Okay, I'm happy with that. And now what I'm going to do here, just going to write this here. I like to separate each section with like a line. And then the hero section, you generally will want to center it. So who it's for, the promise, and this is what it's going to actually give you. Okay, so looking at this, we've got here, who is this for? This is called eyebrow copy. Then we've got the main promise. And then we've got, this is what it helps you do. And then this here would be like a button. I don't need to reiterate the name. I could just say join now and start selling in just 7 days. And there we go. I've got my hero section. Can you see that? Do you have any questions about that? Again, zero wasted time I don't love. I might even just highlight this because I want to be in a flow. I generally do want to be in a flow of creating the sections and then coming back and refining. Is there a psychology behind font sizes? Okay, so what I'm thinking here is really just, this is the main point. The main point is the promise. The promise is launch a course in 7 days without getting stuck in tech, overthinking everything, or trying to make it perfect. So that is the main point. I want that to be catch someone's idea. So that's why it's bigger. that's like the headline font. And then this is eyebrow copy, which is just going to be smaller. So this is just more who it's for. So that's what we're thinking. And then this can just be like subheading font, and then your button here. So it depends sometimes on your sales, where you're building your sales page. Sometimes I actually sell a lot of offers for the first time. I sell them in Google Docs. So I'll actually sell an offer using a Google Doc like this. Will everything else in the hero section be the same size or 3 different font sizes? Great question. So generally this part and this part are the same size, but sometimes you just have to play around with it depending on your fonts. But I just make sure it's clear. So I'm making sure this is large and I can see it. I'll generally have this one and this one as the same fonts. And then that might be like on button copy and bolded, that would generally be in a colored button, or I might just have it like this. And if I was selling in a Google Doc, this would actually I would just include a hyperlink and then link it to a checkout. It could be linking to Stripe. It could be linking to PayPal for someone to purchase. Yeah, Whitney says, I sold my first offer with a Google Doc. I find it easier and more digestible for people. Absolutely. It's great for a beta offer. Ironic. This is what I'm talking about here. This is a beta offer. So it kind of depends where you're building it, but hopefully that clarifies a bit for you. I also just like look visually, like look, I'm not a designer, but I've done this many, many times for people and for myself. So I look visually at the different pieces. So then I like to include, again, this line, horizontal line, to just mark off the different sections. Okay. And if you're, what's the word? In edit mode, you might even say like hero section. I used to do this when I would do this for clients. I would maybe just like have this, and then I would delete these later if I was using it as a Google Doc to sell to my sell to customers directly off a Google Doc. I would delete like the titles later, but it just might help you be able to understand and go back if you wanted to. So hero section, done. And then we've got problem agitation. So also in the board, if you have a look at the hero section, down the bottom, you'll see I've got a little guide like pairs great with, pairs best with, classic problem and agitation, or future paced problem. So I'm going to go and I'm going to have a look. You might have a look and see which one you like. So classic problem and agitation is probably, if you've written a copy before, what you would be very used to, which is where we're really shining a light on your reader's main struggle or their pain point, helping them feel deeply understood by being really specific with the things that they've tried and what's frustrating them. And we're going to agitate the problem and then end with empathy. So let's go and use that one. So I'm going to go, whoop, I'm going to add it over. So you can see I'm just like building the flow here. And then I might go back to my board. If I was wanting to, I could say like problem agitation. Just so if I needed to go back, I've got a reference of, oh, this is what the section is. And then again, I could go and delete these later. So this is just a formatting issue for me. All right. Okay, so going back to here, let's create the problem agitation section. Again, we're going to use the AI prompts. I'm just going to fill this out. Describe the #1 challenge or frustration the ideal customer is facing when it comes to creating a beta offer. Cool. So then we're going to, again, come back, pop in our prompt that we just slightly added some details to. So good, guys, so good. Okay, you've been sitting on an incredible course idea, but every time you try to launch it, you get stuck. You second guess the messaging, the tech feels overwhelming, and you keep telling yourself you'll do it next month when things calm down, but they never do. It's frustrating because you know your idea could help people, but instead of selling, you're caught in a loop of tweaking your Google Doc outline, half writing sales emails, and watching other people launch while you stay stuck in planning mode. It's draining, and every week that passes without taking action chips away at your confidence. You've tried mapping out your content in Notion, watching free trainings, maybe even buying a course on launching, but without clear steps, deadlines, and feedback, things stall. I don't like things stall, so I would probably highlight that and just want to tweak that later because it's not words I would use. you don't need more information. You need focused action, a repeatable process, and someone to help you cut through the noise. I get it. It's not that you're not capable. It's that the tools you were using didn't give you the momentum or clarity to move forward. Stoked with that. So I'm going to pop that in here. And that's going to be our problem agitation section. If there were things that I wanted to edit, like I said, stall, I don't necessarily love that analogy. So I'm just going to either highlight it or like maybe I'll leave a comment for myself. Like, so I know, I remember what I want to change later. So it might be like, which this word out. Let's just note for myself. Does that make sense? Cool. Then we can move to the next section. And this is how we can fly through our page pretty fast. So again, if you look at the bottom of this, I explained to you, do I have a guide on there? Oh, no, I think we can use any. So going over to belief shifting, we might have a myth busting list, a personal story. So if you really have a personal story here, that could help. Myth busting or a single big belief shift. I kind of like a list. So especially if there are, you might use a list, myth busting list, if there are multiple things that are holding someone back. Things that come up in your market a lot, things that are common. Or if there is one big thing, then you might choose the single myth busting one. Here, I just say like my topic because I've already given it enough info at this point. It knows quite a lot. So cool. And then I'll say now write this section. Okay. Oh, did I miss something? I just want to make sure that we have. This is great. So like I need a big audience to make sales. I'm not tech savvy enough to pull this off. I should wait until everything is perfect before I launch. What if I launch and no one buys? Now, these are questions that I had in my foundational messaging sheet. So when I did my prep, when I prepared my messaging, I actually had these as objections. It's not coming up with stuff randomly. It's drawing on the information that I had already added based on what I know about my audience. And then I would set up this section by saying, so the capable, it's the tools you were using didn't give you the momentum or clarity to move forward. So I'll look back at that section and how could we bridge these sections? I could even ask AI if I wanted. So I'd say like, I know how I would, but if you're doing this, like I would probably say something like, maybe you've thought this before, or maybe these thoughts have crossed your mind, or maybe right now you're wondering. But I would say like, how can I bridge these two sections? I need a headline that acts as a bridging phrase. Exactly. It's giving me some information here. So let's clear up a few things that might be holding you back. Or, before you write off your idea, let's bust a few common myths. The problem isn't you, it's the advice you've been given. If you've ever been believing any of these, no wonder you've been stuck. I kind of just like this. I get it. It's not that you're not capable. It's that the tools you're using didn't give you the momentum or clarity to move forward. So again, this is going to be like a headline font. Here, I would also, just in terms of editing, I just want these to stand out. And then at the beginning, we do want to, so here, back to the problem agitation section, if I was editing. I do want to bring in, okay, let's go. so that we've got a bit of a flow. So I can see, yep, my eye's drawn here, then I'm bringing my eye here. You've been sitting on an incredible course idea, but every time you try to launch it, you get stuck. Then we're speaking to the scenario. Might even bold this. Like, I get it. It's not that you're not capable. You can use italics to also emphasize words and phrases, and you can think of like italics in terms of emphasizing your tone. So when I read this, I more think of someone saying, I get it, as opposed to, I get it. It's like, I get it. It's just that empathy and being able to show your tone with italics as well. So moving down, we're clearing this up, making sure this is all really clear. Down here, if I was looking at editing, this system works because it's grounded in reality, not hype. I hate that phrase. So if I was being specific, I'd go back to AI and say, I like here, for example, I could say, I'll just show you. If I was editing it, I don't like how this is phrased. It sounds unnatural and not like something I would say in conversation. Please edit. Again, I hate this when it says not fluff, not hype. I would say, can you speak to the fact that it works because it's based on a process that like I have used many times in the past to sell offers. It works as the exact process I've used to sell every offer I've ever launched. Simple, repeatable, and rooted in real results. Why are you adding this? It's so annoying. I feel like ChatGPT recently has got a little bit funny with this, but I also like, I want to show you this because when I'm editing, I also think logically. I think sometimes we spit it all out, but then also to read through and just with your eye, just think, would I speak like that? Would I use that language? Does that make sense? Is there a better way I could say that? So I'm always asking these questions. Okay, cool. So there's that section there. Belief shifting. We can go to before and after vision. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. There's, again, different ways you can do this. So many different ways. So you can pick one that resonates with you and your offer. It could be that you have a mini story. I might go with a mini story. Oh, where are we off to here? Hello. I don't know why. What have I done? I've clicked something funny to lock it. I think. No. Come on. Okay, let's just open it up. The mini story. So this is good for anyone who wants readers to see and feel a specific, realistic difference their offer creates. So use a brief, relatable before that names a common moment or scenario your client faces, and you bridge that to an after. Okay. So this is like before what they're facing to after. Let's try this one. I haven't used this in a while. There's an example also in every card, so you can see how they can work. Okay, that's interesting. So I might say, let's clear up a few things that might be holding you back. I don't love that moving from the list, so I might try a different one. So this is where you can also just try different ones to see what might work for you and your offer. Belief shifting, before and after vision. Let's go with a classic bullet list. I generally use this like quite a lot, actually. This is like a list of before, a list of afters. Okay, I like this. You've probably seen this a lot on sales pages. Sometimes they are like in 2 columns side by side. So you can see the before, you can see the after. I don't love this headline. So again, I use this prompt a lot saying like, make this more natural, make this more conversational. Here's what shifts when you finally change your offer. Or like, I would even just say like, here's what happens when you finally launch your offer. Just to keep it more natural. Oh, where are we here? Or you might put these, so again, you would have like a column. And here I might edit these words. So I'll show you an example on like my Builder Board page. So you can actually see an example of this on an offer page. I don't have these side by side, but I have them up and like above, one above and one below. So it could be like, if this sounds like you're not alone, it's like these frustrations. And then it's like, here's what it finally looks like when it works. Here's what it feels like when it works. So it's really just showing these 2 sections. Sometimes they are side by side. Sometimes you can have them stacked. I don't think of another option that I've got. 52 email templates. I have these on side by side, or if they are stacked as well. Oh yeah, like this. So like if you want to do this, but you don't want to that. So it's just showing the comparison of like, this would be the before, this is the after. It's just shown in a different way. And then this one is more like, if this sounds like you right now, and then here's what happens when it finally all works. Okay. Here's what happens when you finally launch your offer. So we want to make sure it flows as well. Let's clear up a few things that might be holding you back. I need this. I'm not savvy. I might even say, if this is you right now, what words could we use? Here's what it feels like when you finally launch. And sometimes you can just get rid of this. Like so. You might highlight, like you keep tweaking your course outline. You overthink your emails. You feel overwhelmed by the text. So we want to just like able to bring people's eyes. You watch others launch. You feel frustrated. The idea is sitting in a Google Doc. You've made your first sales. Followed a clear, simple plan, and so on. So that's that section there, building that one out. Do you guys have any questions as we're doing this? I know it's a lot of information to digest. Then we can go to solution and offer intro as well. So being able to actually reveal your offer. So solution offer intro, we could have a direct one here. This is where you're going to have your beautiful mock-up. You're going to introduce your offer. It's exactly what Beta Bootcamp is here to help you do, turn your course idea into a real sellable offer with paying students inside in just 7 days. You'll follow a simple proven process that takes you from idea to income. So I explain exactly what it is. It's similar to the hero section up the top, but we're introducing it here after having included the other messaging that we've got. Do that. Here I would include a beautiful mock-up, so you can see like on these pages, I would have the mock-up at the top. I should have clarified that, sorry. So if you have a look here, like on my sales page builder page, I've got like the call out to who it is, and then I've got the promise here. And then I've got the beautiful mock-up and then like some brief details about what's included. But I've got a beautiful mock-up here. So absolutely you want to have a mock-up. Same with my 10-minute email system page. You can see here, like who it's for, the promise, and then having a beautiful mock-up right up the top. So please have a mock-up. This is a low ticket offer page, so it's a little bit different. But down here again, then I'm going to, after I've had a bit of agitation and so on, it's a lot shorter because it's a low ticket page. But then I've got this here. So I've got the mock-up and like an introducing section. So please make sure you have the mock-up and have your button. So you might have this here. You might go, let's include the mock-up goes here. I'll highlight this for myself so that I could do this later. Does this make sense? Okay. A join now button. Might be like price. Struggle with showing mock-ups for dog training online programs because I wonder if they're not as effective for showing something as such a hands-on activity. Okay, that's a really good point. I still would create a mock-up, but I think what would be great for you is to have a video sales letter. I think everyone should have one as well. And that's something you can include down below. I'll show you that in a second. So I do think have a mock-up, show all the different pieces that they get. We might have to work on what your mock-up could look like to be really effective. There's different styles of mock-ups. It doesn't have to be traditionally like the ones that I've created. But being able to show like all of the pieces that are included is really valuable. But I do think that for you having a video sales letter and people hearing your voice, seeing you, and maybe you walking with your dog is going to be more powerful even than a mock-up. What if you're selling a service, not a product? Great question. So you don't need to, for a service, you don't necessarily need to have a mock-up. You might lead to an application. If it's like a high ticket service, you might lead to an application. So apply now. I've never had a mock-up for services in the past. So when I was selling my copy services was like I'd have the price breakdown and then I would have like, details about what's included and an application button. Or an application form. So that's what I would have for services. You could even have a video sales letter for services. Procrastinating against a video, dumb because I'm cool with it. It's just doing it. Yeah, you're great at videos. You can do it. And I can share some frameworks inside Funnel NV because you're in Funnel NV. Feel free to ask me about a video sales letter framework. I just filmed a new one for my own program. So happy to share that with you later inside the group. Okay. All right. What did we get up to? So the mock-up. We may not get through all of these bits and pieces, but I want to make sure I explain them to you and I'll take some Q&A time. I think we'll spend about 4 more minutes going through this and then we'll jump into some Q&A and a special offer I've got for you because I want to make sure that we have time for some Q&A. Okay, so if we've introduced the offer, then an offer tour. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So here I explain how to use the offer tour cards, by the way. You can either have a video walkthrough or you can have a visual tour. Video walkthrough can be awesome to be able to have a demo video. I've even got this on my low ticket offer pages. I'm sure I've got one on this page. Like here's what's included. And then see how quick it is to use. So actually it's about the same process I'm talking you through. So I actually have this little video. And it's on like double time because I feel like my internet's not going to let me play this with you. But having a video sales letter is really, really helpful. I think on my 10-minute email system, yep, see how easy it is to use the AI prompts. This is, again, for a low ticket offer. It's a little bit different. In the past, I've had it for my inbox to income program. I'm sure I have a video sales letter on here too. Yeah, take a look inside. So having a video to actually show people what's in the inside, if you have a digital product, it could be how to use it. It could be just you speaking to them and their pain points and explaining what things would look like. It could be you doing a demo. Samaya, I think that could work for you. Like, here I am with my dog and I know it's so frustrating, but here's what we're doing. And this is what it used to be like you're on a walk with your dog. So this is going to be tailored to the type of offer that you have. If you have a service, it could be, this is the process of what it looks like when I work with my clients. Here, you could be showing them, like, as soon as you sign up to work with me, you're going to receive this. You'll fill out this form, and I will do, like, even showing them visually, here's the form you're going to fill out. Then I'll do this, and this is how I'm going to do it. Like, being able to visually show different pieces is going to be awesome. Then I'll write your copy. Then I'll edit your copy. And we'll have it, or even walk them through a timeline. This will depend on the type of offer you have, but it's awesome for the people to be able to see your face and hear your voice. So having an offer to it is awesome. So on my sales page, I'm going to say, because this is a new offer, a brand new offer, I might just record a video. And gosh, there's so much you could do. Say if I was hosting this inside a platform like Skool, for example. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Skool, but I might set up a Skool community that's going to be for beta bootcamp, and I might just set up sort of like a framework for it. And I might record a video saying, hey, you're going to be logging in here. This is where you're going to get access to things. I'm adding these pieces in for you. So there's so many ways you can do this. So I'd be like a VSL or image tour. I hear you. Loom is great. I think there are also some options maybe on Windows. I'm using a Windows at the moment. Maybe on Mac as well, that are free. Any sort of screen recorders, or even just your phone. Use your phone. It's just embedding it somewhere, and you could maybe embed on YouTube for free, potentially. Because there are different ways to get around things. Okay. Then we have a bio section. So we've got an offer tour. You're going to have a lovely bio section so that people can get to know you. I've got an example down here. Cool. There we go, bio. I would include a lovely picture of me on the side here. If I was formatting this, I would think about hi, I'm Elise, an email strategist and funnel expert. I would say funnel strategist and conversion copywriter. I have to update that with AI so it knows. Okay. Cool. And I would include an image along here too. So right now I might just make a note for myself if I was wanting to move through this quickly, because sometimes you like dive into one task and you task switch and it's inefficient. So I might just say, where is the comments? Goodness me. Comment. Add image here. Oh, cool. QuickTime does. Thank you for that tip. All right, then you're going to have offer details. This is what we talked about before. I know someone was asking that. Okay. Offer details would be, listing out all of your features, your modules, all of this info. And you want to be able to obviously have this in your foundation sheet that you give AI so that it will do this. For each of these sections, so here's what you get inside. I would spend a bit of time here actually putting these, so on a sales page, do you see here how here? For an example, I have this. Here's exactly what you get. I would make each of these their own section. This is only a $7 offer, but doing this just shows the value in such a no-brainer way. Same with this sales page one. I'm showing people you get the drag and drop builder, you get a cheat sheet, you get AI prompts, you get swipeable examples. So what I would do here is I would turn each of these into their own section. So I'm just going to make a note for myself for later, like turn each into their own section with their own mock-up visual. Really, really important. I think a lot of people, we just, like if you treat each of the pieces of your offer like their own offer, it's going to be incredible how much people are able to see the value. And then I'm going to edit some of the language. I'll make a note for myself later, like no overwhelm, no guesswork. I don't like that phrase. So edit this for conversational tone. So I would go through and I would note these things. But you can see how we're able to get this done pretty quickly. Offer details, process and framework, which you might use. So this is like, you know, I've got, yeah. Look, these are the steps you're going to go through. So this is like if you have a service, it's going to be, we're going to do onboarding and you'll fill out a form and then I'll write the first version of your copy and then you'll review it. Like it's the actual process that you're going to go through. So here, you can see this is like the process. Here's your path inside. I would love to have a visual here. So I would actually turn this into a visual. You can use something called Napkin AI. Make a note of that. It is so cool for being able to turn text into a visual. So you don't have to be a designer to do this. And you might actually remove all of this text and turn this text into a nice visual that kind of like shows it. So here I would say, turn the below into a visual using Napkin. Yes, I will share a replay with you. And if you have the sales page builder, if you actually have it, I have a really detailed workshop in here as well, going through the process. So inside the builder, there's also the workshop replay for you as well. Okay, then we're going to move down into proof sections. Here I've got all these different sections. You could have a classic testimonial. We could have results. We could have before and after. We could have screenshots. We could have a video testimonial. Those are the most powerful. If you have a course and you have people who are able to give you a video testimonial, that's going to be really powerful. Case studies, even proof that's care, support, and attention, like we talked about earlier. Someone saying, Elise really took the time to review my copy and I appreciated that. Or Samaya really understood my dog and that was awesome. No one's done that before. Anything like that can be proof. So having a proof section is awesome. I'm going to fly through these now and just explain them to you so that you understand the pieces. Then having a guarantee section. I think the best thing that you can have, and the most powerful guarantee you can have, and not necessarily the most powerful, the most simple is something as simple as a 7-day refund guarantee, 14-day or 30-day refund guarantee, especially for a course, for a digital offer, because it reduces the barrier to entry massively to be able to actually put this in your advantage of like, you can join, you can check out everything. And if it's not for you, it's like a try before you buy. If it's not for you, no worries. Just send us an email and we will swiftly refund you. You don't have to jump through any hoops. You don't have to show any homework. No problems, right? That to me is my favorite kind of guarantee. And I know some people go, oh, but you're going to attract people who just going to jump in and you know, use your templates or use your resources. And I just think in the scheme of things, like honestly, so what? But this is like a really personal choice as well. I think when it's a service, it's different. But when it is a digital offer, it depends on your conversion rate. But typically, like the number of people who you could get inside your program, then you have the opportunity to show them the incredible value by having a refund guarantee versus not having any refund guarantee and wanting people just to trust you blindly. Generally, the amount of people who join and the number of refunds, like it is worth it on a conversion standpoint. But again, this is really personal. What if you don't have any proof or testimonial yet? Well, in that case, I would actually offer to work with someone for either free or very low cost in exchange for a testimonial or proof. I would do that to get that first, or to get founding members. If it was a course or a membership, I would do a founding members round. Like I'm even talking about in this example, like a beta round where you do something like at 50% off to get people in, or you offer it to a certain number of people for free in exchange for a testimonial. That's what I would do because the proof is so powerful. Then you can have an FAQ section here, I've actually knotted out all of the different FAQs. So that might be things like, who is this for? Will it work for my offer? How do I access everything? What if I get stuck or if I have questions? How long will it take me to finish? What kind of results can I expect? What if it doesn't work for me? What if I have another question? And this is where you might say, if you have another question, you can email me, right? So like, I have another question. How can I reach you? Just reply to any of my emails or use a contact form at checkout. I'm happy to help. Do I need any special tools or tech skills? Can I use this if I'm brand new, if I'm advanced, if I'm in a different niche? So those are some kinds of common questions that you can have, and you can have an FAQ section. The way I like to set that up is simply by having, there's an example for you. I don't know if I've got one on that one. Got questions, I've got answers. Super simple. See, we've got the questions, we've got the answers. It's just so clear. And that's before checkout. Then I've got proof again before people buy. Then we would have a closing sequence where for a low-cost offer, you're probably not going to have a lot of this stuff. You might just have like a ready to get started, yes. But for a higher priced offer or a course or a membership, you may have a section that has like, this is for you if, and like really reminding them who this is perfect for. So let me just show you this AI prompt and what this could look like. This is such a really like easy way to close off your page. So here you would obviously have FAQs and proof. And then like this is for you if, this isn't for you if, right? To really remind them that they're in the right place. And then having a final CTA is awesome too. So writing a final 2 to 3 sentence encouragement, inviting someone to take action, reminding them of the transformation so that they're like, yes, I definitely want this. You don't need to keep sitting on your idea, waiting for the perfect time to launch. With the right plan, real support, and a simple system to follow, you can be making sales in just 7 days from now. Join Beta Bootcamp and let's get your offer out into the world. I might refine that a little bit, but I'm generally happy with that as a draft. Real-time feedback and a system to follow. This might be like the button there, and then that would be the end of the page. I know I I flew through the end of that a little bit quicker with the FAQs and the proof, but you can also put proof throughout the page. So even you can put proof even under your bio. So if you have proof where someone has again spoken to you, who you are as an expert, how you've helped them, under here you could have a little proof section that might be like this. Proof that speaks to who you are as an expert, helper, support, that sort of stuff can be really awesome. So where I like to use proof is I look through my page and I think, is there any testimonials or proof or case studies I have that can really back up the point I'm making in this section? And if so, I might include a proof section that backs up the point I've just made. Okay, any questions? Like maybe we need to do an editing workshop so I can go through exactly how I would edit, polish, and really refine the sales page. But here we've been able to really create a sales page. I think we've done this in definitely less than 60 minutes, create a bit of a draft for it. So please let me know if you have any questions. And then I want to share something really special with you in just a moment. Or even a countdown timer for limited time offers or seasonal membership cohorts. I don't quite understand your question. But what if you don't have one? So please let me know. Again, just so I can understand it in the full context. Awesome. Thank you guys. Okay, let me jump back over to the slides that we have. Let me know if you have any questions in depth, and I'm going to answer those questions in 3 minutes. But first, I want to share a special offer with you. I know that in email, I told you I have a special offer, and I want to make sure I have the opportunity to share that with you. So before we do that, though, very quickly, where does your sales page actually fit into your sales funnel? I want to paint this picture, because having a sales page is great, but being able to have consistent sales doesn't come from having a sales page alone. It comes from having a full sales funnel. So this looks like generating traffic, attracting visitors through various channels. You know, think about your content, whether it's organic content, whether it is collaborations, like being a part of a summit, being a part of a bundle, sharing something with someone, being on a podcast, or whether it's using paid ads to generate traffic. Then you're going to opt in, have an opt-in capture where you're collecting people's information. Where you are able to then, they might insert their email address to get a freebie from you, or they purchase a low ticket offer from you. They're coming into your world. Then we would have nurture emails, emails that build trust, emails that educate your leads, emails that introduce your offer and point them to your sales page. So you can see the sales page is kind of like further down the funnel, because your sales page here is going to persuade visitors to purchase. And before that, they would have come in contact with you via your freebie, via your content, and gone through this process already down the sales funnel until there is completing checkout. So that is the full sales funnel, and your sales page is one piece of the funnel, a very important piece. And I love talking about sales pages because it really helps you solidify your key messaging, who you're talking to, what your offer is about. It helps you be able to communicate what your offer is and why it's valuable to someone. And then you're able to also use that messaging in your nurture emails. You're also able to start using that messaging maybe in your content, or in your opt-in forms as well. So it's really, really foundational part of your sales funnel, but it's one piece, because a sales page without eyeballs on it, without traffic, is going to mean no sales. You can have the best sales page in the world, but not having traffic is going to be an issue. Or not having emails that nurture people is not going to bring people to your sales page. Your sales page is going to not have eyeballs on it. So we need to be able to get people to your sales page, and there are other steps in the funnel that help people get there to see your offer. Does that make sense? I just want to remind you that we've got the full sales funnel at play, and the sales page is so foundational. So building your sales page and your funnel is the very first step. And then you want to optimize it. So you create these pieces, you set them up, you track things, what's working, what's not working. So it's awesome to have a sales page, an email sequence, a freebie, all these pieces that speak together. And then the next step is we really want to look at, hey, what's working, what's not working. A lot of the times people come to me, and I had someone email me this morning actually and say, it was about my funnel envy program. She's saying, is this a good fit for me? I've created a funnel. I have a low ticket offer. I have a freebie. I have an email sequence. I have a sales page for my offer, but it's not converting as well as I'd hoped. And I think she was in the health niche. I'm probably wrong. Or mental health, actually. And she's like, I know I need to improve things and tweak things, but I have no idea what to do. So what I like to do is to not just help you set up your funnel and the pieces in the funnel, like your sales page, your email sequence, your freebie, your traffic, but also help you track it to see what's working and what's not working, to diagnose when there's an issue and to go, oh, this here on your sales page isn't working. Or, maybe it's that you don't actually have enough traffic. Let's look at the data. And then we fix it, then we test it, then we repeat. Because if you want to create consistent sales of your digital product, of your course, of your membership, you need to not just have a sales page or have a funnel set up, but make sure it's actually working, be tracking the data and tweaking and improving it over time. Does that make sense? Just so important. I feel like it's not... I never want to give you the impression that just having a sales page is going to be, wow, like I'm not going to tell you like some people would, have a sales page and you'll have a 6-figure launch, because I want to be very realistic about all of the pieces that are included for the types of people who are actually making sales every single day. For myself, for my students who are making consistent sales, there are pieces, other pieces, and there is tweaking that is involved. I want to be really honest about that. Now, I also want to give you free access to Funnel Envy, which is my program that helps you do all of this stuff, and an extended 14-day refund guarantee. Now, I'm going to jump over because you're probably like, what is Funnel Envy? Why are you talking about this? I know I've mentioned it throughout this training, but I want to give you the opportunity to get a free trial of Funnel Envy, to come in, to check out all the resources, to write your sales page with me, and I will review your sales page as well. And I want this to be at no cost to you. But obviously, if you love it, stay around beyond the trial. And because I know that sometimes, you know, when you sign up for a trial and you're like, yes, I sign up and I just want to check it out, but then you forget that you signed up and you're like, crap, I just got charged like for this thing and I wasn't sure, you know. If that happens, I'm giving you an extended 14-day refund guarantee. So you can get a free trial for 7 days, but if for some reason you forget and you actually intended to cancel, no problems. Within 14 days from starting your free trial, you can email my team and you can get a full refund. But I truly believe that you're going to get in there and you're going to love it and you're not going to cancel anyway. But I just want to make sure you have that option, because I want you to try it. I know what it's like to want to like feel something, to experience it, to really get in there. Samaya's in there with us. And it's been fun really working with you on your funnel. It's so important. So I want to show you guys what it looks like. And actually, let me just jump over. I'm going to show you what it looks like, but I'm just going to switch on our option for free trial. This is not normally available. I do not offer a free trial normally at all. So I'm just going into my pricing and changing it over to free trial for you. Okay, let's offer a free trial. Pricing. Give members a trial. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to include the link. And then I'm going to show you a little walkthrough of it. Okay. Here you go. I also have the link to it in the description of this video. So you should be able to see, if you look at the description of this YouTube video, I have included the link for you there. So that should open up. You should be able to jump in and actually sign up to Funnel Envy with a free trial, and I've included the link in the comment section. So the free trial is a 7-day free trial, and then if you stick around after, you'll be charged, and it's $49 a month or it's $299 a year. So I want to actually show you what this even looks like, and what's included. Now for annual members, I'm also going to include, so for annual members, you get 12 months for the price of 6. And I'm also going to include a bonus email marketing course in there for you if you join as an annual member as well. Okay, let me walk you through, because you're probably wondering, how does this all fit? And let me, where is it? Show you. Here you go. Okay, so what is Funnel Envy and why does it matter when it comes to writing your sales page? So we've been talking about sales pages. So Funnel Envy gives you the training, the support, and the tools to create a funnel and also to build and optimize it over time. Now, the key piece that we've talked about today is writing your sales page. And you can take everything that I've talked to you about today and you can go and implement. That's absolutely fine. Go for it. I really wanted to provide value and help you get that done. But you can also come in here and use my resources. I've got more resources in here for sales pages, every single piece, like really, really in depth, refining, formatting it, creating it all, editing it as well. Our co-working and implementation, you can get feedback as well. So you can jump onto our feedback thread, like specifically for your sales page. You can come in, you can ask me a question. Look, if you have an existing sales page or if you're wanting to create a new sales page, you can jump on here. And I'm answering my members' questions here. So you can see here all of the questions. I usually create Loom reviews for everyone. I can review your sales page, your email sequence, different bits and pieces in there. You get the point. And then let's see, whoa, this is all of our reviews, which is tons. I'm always reviewing content for our members. So you've got the sales page section, but if you are starting from scratch and you're also going, I'm actually starting completely from scratch, I'm not sure what the offer is that I want to create, I've got to clarify your offer section that helps you nail your core offer so that your funnel has something worth selling. And we go through all of the pieces of your offer suite. So something like a low ticket offer, a core offer, your messaging, your format of your offer, your promise and your positioning, naming your offer, creating a framework, deciding on a price point. All of this is in here. What I love is that you don't have to start you don't have to follow it like this. You can actually jump in and go, you know what I need right now is I need a sales page. What I actually need to create a freebie, and you can jump into our freebie section. I've got ChatGPT example thread, tips and examples, trainings. What else is there? Creating your evergreen email sequence as well. This is another cool process where I literally walk through how to create your evergreen email sequence. And that is with ChatGPT as well. So I've got a training. It's sort of similar to the one that I've done today, but it's for email and it's really, really fast to be able to get it done. It's quite a cool system. Driving traffic through your funnel. So if you're going, okay, I want to run paid ads, I've got information on getting started with paid ads. If you want to create organic content, I show you how to do that here, and leverage content. So all different types of content. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, Erin. I really appreciate it. Layering in a low ticket offer, then optimizing your funnel. And we also talk about live launching as well. So I've got some tips on there, copy tips and tricks, tools and templates, which I'm always adding to as well, different prompts, email sequence flow, and so on. I'm always adding to the tools and the templates. But if you have any questions about this, please let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm offering you a free 7-day trial for Funnel Envy, no strings attached. If you don't love it, you can cancel your trial within 7 days. And if you do love it, please stick around, because I would love to support you as you not just create your sales page, but create things like an email sequence, a freebie, and really start being able to get consistent sales of your offer, of your course, of your membership, of your digital products. And like I said, I'm offering the 50% off annual as well. So you have the option to choose either $49 a month, or you can choose the $299 a year, which is literally 50% off the annual option. I don't usually have these options available, and you're able to lock them in as well. But beyond that, you have the 7-day refund. So please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about Funnel Envy. I know Samaya's in there, and it's lovely of you to join us today. And I did not tell her to say these lovely things, but I so appreciate it because I genuinely care about my members, and I want to help you be able to create these pieces to sell your offer and to get your offer selling more consistently. So I've dropped the link in the chat. Feel free to jump in, join us for a free trial, check it out, ask me questions as well. Like, I invite you, even though you're on the free trial, you're welcome to jump onto the questions thread, to ask for a review, or to ask any questions about your funnel or about your sales page. I'm happy to answer them for you. Oh, someone's just joined us. I just heard. Okay, 2 people have just joined us. Okay, cool. Hey, Crystal. It's really fun that shows up. You guys can't see it because of this comment that I've got pinned, but it just popped up saying that Crystal has joined us, and I think someone else just joined us too that showed before. So welcome. I'm so excited to support you guys in there. If you want to jump in, yeah, please jump in. But now let me do a bit of Q&A time as well. Please let me know in the comment section, if you have a question about Funnel Envy, please ask. Or if you have a question about anything I have covered today to do with sales pages, please ask me as well, and I'll answer your questions. Oh, Whitney, hey, welcome. I can see here. You guys can see. Oh, Whitney's just joined us. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you in. Okay, lovely. Let me answer your questions, guys, while you're here with me. Do you guys have any? It's crickets. You're welcome. You are welcome. And you're doing this all by during bedtime routine. Is that done, Whitney? I don't know. Bedtime routine in my house is wild. I have 3 little boys. Maybe it's different with a girl. But thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you guys have gotten value out of this and been able to see how you can create your sales page quickly. If you want to grab the sales page builder, you're welcome to get that. That's $7. But I also have tons of resources inside Funnel Envy. So if you're wanting to not just like create your sales page, but you want to edit it, if you want to create an email sequence as well, if you want to, create a freebie and you need tips on that or help with that, I've got a system that helps you do that with ChatGPT fast as well. If you want to, oh goodness, what are all the other pieces? All the other pieces that I shared with you before. Clarify your offer, get clear on your messaging. Maybe you want to create a low ticket offer like I have. So I've got my sales page builder board, and you are thinking, oh, that'd be really cool to have something like that to bring people into my world. That helps me bring lots of people in. And I know some of you have gotten it in the past. I will show you how to do all of that inside Funnel Envy. Like I said, it's $49 a month or $299 for the year, which is literally 6 months free. But you can join with the free trial. So if you're unsure, come in, check it out. Like, come in and please ask me questions. I love providing feedback for my members. It's so important to me to make sure that you feel seen, that you feel heard, that your questions are answered, and that you can also not just like create the pieces, but you have someone who is an expert who's been in the trenches, who is reviewing it for you. Because I know what it's like when you go, my offer's not converting, but I have no idea what to fix, or my sales page doesn't seem to be working, but I don't quite know what's wrong with it. Being able to have someone else's set of eyes on it is really, really helpful. And I'm a copywriter. I've been doing this for over 7 years behind the scenes for my clients and myself. So I'd love to help you. Do I have AI prompts inside Funnel Envy? Yes. I should mention we've got AI prompts for not just writing a sales page. There's AI prompts for creating your evergreen email sequence. Should I show you guys that? I actually want to show you. Let me share my screen again. There's AI prompts in pretty much every module because I want to make things really fast for you. Like, look, I'm a mom of 3 kids under 4. I work primarily in nap times or at night, and I need things to be quick. So I do include AI prompts for you. But also, being a copywriter, I help you make sure things are natural and conversational, as you would have seen in this training. So I'm not going to just let you have some AI generated generic copy. I want to make sure that it is specific for you. Can I join annually after the free trial? Yes, you can. So if you can join at any time, you can change your membership to annual. You might even be able to do it now, but you can do it after if you like, and it'll be a pro-rated rate. So it's really, really cool that this platform, like if you join with monthly and then you want to upgrade to annual, it'll be $299 less $49. So you won't be paying like twice, if that makes sense. And you manage that in your profile. But if you have questions about that, feel free to email me at hello@connectioncopy.co or DM me on School. So you can see we've got chats here. So once you're in, you can also send me a DM, let me know you're in. And any other questions there, I'm happy to answer. But if you look here, so this is the email sequence one. What have we got? We've got a training here, which I did, which is kind of similar. It's actually quite similar to this training I've done with you today. And for everyone, I usually have these training worksheets that really walk you through the steps. And I give you an email workflow. Here. And I explain exactly how to do it. So in this, it's like all the 10 emails that you need. The 10 emails that you would need in your sales sequence. And I tell you what to include. I have this cool process of recording a Loom brain dump. So you actually, I think we had a question before. It was Shamaya. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but Shamaya, you said that, what if I'm not a good writer? The cool thing is that I've got the AI prompts. So you don't have to be an amazing writer for this to work for you, because I am a copywriter. Let me do the heavy lifting for you with the writing part. I've even got in a lot of these processes, like a process to record a Loom brain dump, which if you enjoy just talking and chatting it out, which I'm a verbal process. Goodness, we need a coffee. We've been going for a while here, guys. I have this option where I tell you what to record. You can see here in my email sequence one, what to record, and then how to put it straight into ChatGPT. And then I give you an AI prompt to turn the notes into a welcome email, or your offer email, or why you created this email, literally all the emails you need in your funnel. This process itself, spot on your name, yay. This process itself takes less than 90 minutes to create your entire email sequence. So, you could go through all of this, have your sales page draft done in an hour, your email sequence draft done in 90 minutes. Like, literally half a day, have both of those things done, and then get to the editing and refining for them. So honestly, in a day or two, you could have your entire sales page written, your entire email sequence written. And if you do that using these trainings, then what I would encourage you to do is to request feedback from me on the feedback thread. So this is what I say to members, like, I want to make sure things that you don't just create them, but that things really work for you. So you can jump onto the questions thread and you can ask me a question. You can share the links you can see here, and I'll review your email sequence for you, or review your sales page for you as well. Yeah, I prefer chatting too. I do like writing, but I love being able to chat it out, and then I love refining and editing things. So that's super fun, and it's such an easy way to be able to create your resources. So there's AI prompts for all of the content pieces. Any other questions, guys? I need to get my sweet little baby up from his nap in a moment, but he's having a big long nap, which is awesome. So for clarifying your offer, even if you're at the beginning stages and you're going, Elise, I'm so new to this, where do I even start? I understand that feeling. I have these resources on, like, even choosing your offer. I know this won't be applicable to some of you who already have an offer, but for those of you who are more new or just getting started, being able to choose your offer format. I have a lesson on crafting your offer promise and positioning. Actually, this is super valuable for everyone. Naming your offer, creating a framework, determining a price point. So I want to be so clear that whether you are completely new to selling an offer online, or you've been doing this for a while, this is for you. So we've got, information to help you create your first funnel to sell your offer, or information to help you improve it, optimize it, tweak it, and just get it working a lot better. So all of that is in Funnel Envy. Now, this free trial is limited. I'm not going to be offering this for long. I'll do 48 hours. So I know we've already had, I think, 3 people jump in and join us. But I'm going to leave the free trial option on 48 hours to jump in to grab a free trial. But I encourage you, if you're thinking about this, if you're on the fence, jump in. There is zero risk to you. You can jump in with the free trial, and you could literally cancel. And I know people don't tell you that, because they're like, I don't want people to jump into my program and grab all my resources and use them and then cancel on me. But you know what? If that happens, so be it. I am honestly would rather be generous with my resources and prove to you that it's worth it, and have you jump in, join us, get my feedback, and show you how much I care and how valuable these resources with you. And obviously I'd love for you to stick around. But if you feel like it's not a good fit for you, there is zero pressure. You can cancel your free trial. And then beyond that, I'm offering you also the 14-day money back guarantee. So from the point that you join, if beyond your free trial you get charged and you're like, I actually meant to cancel, you can just email us at hello@connectioncopy.co, request a refund. It's not even me who approves the refunds. It's my assistant, so I won't even see it. She's super lovely. She won't make you jump through any hoops. She'll just refund you. No questions asked. But I know you're going to love it. And my hope is that you would jump in, join, really engage with the content, request a review, and get value out of this. Because ultimately my goal is to help you create a funnel that makes consistent sales for you. And the people who are most successful are generally our annual members, because they stick around. They don't just stay in for a month, but they stick around not just to build and create a funnel, but they stick around to refine it, to get my continual feedback over time. So I've dropped that link. I'll drop it one more time in the chat as well. So you can get a free trial of Funnel Envy that'll help you create not only your sales page, but your email sequence, a freebie, and even pieces like driving traffic to your funnel. So join Funnel Envy with a free 7-day trial. And I'll also mention, guys, once again, that the annual members, you are getting essentially paying for 12 months, but getting 6 months. Sorry, you're essentially paying for 6 months, but getting access for 12 months. You get 6 months free if you join as a annual member. Yeah, a lot to get through in a week. Absolutely. You do not have to get through everything in a week. Generally, that would be if people stick around, but if there's something that you're curious about, anything you want to check out, or if you're on the fence, you're welcome to come in and try out Funnel Envy. And our community is also so beautiful and supportive too. I know Samaya, who was here earlier, I don't know if she's still here, I think she could speak to this as well, that the members in here are genuinely supportive. So it's not just the support and feedback you get from me, but it is also the encouragement you get from others who are doing this with you. My sales page is on WordPress. Should I put it in a Google Doc for you to review? Honestly, that's the best place. And I find it's best because not just for me, but also for you, because then you're able to edit in a Google Doc as opposed to going back and forth and editing live on WordPress. So if you pop it in a Google Doc and then you share it on the questions thread inside Funnel Envy, then I'll be able to give you a good review there. Then you can go back and tweak before actually, going to WordPress again. I find that's really helpful. Where can we find the sales page Trello board? Yes, absolutely. I'll give you that link. I'm also including it here in Funnel Envy for you because you've joined today. So if you would like to grab it, you can actually join Funnel Envy and you can jump in and use the builder board in here. But if you know that Funnel Envy is not for you and you just want to get the builder board, it's just $7 and I'll include the link here. So you can jump in and you can, use the builder board there. So link to sales page builder board. Alrighty, guys, that is everything for today. I want to thank you so much for coming live with me, for spending the last 2 hours with me. You're amazing. That's my baby. He's awake. I better run to him. But thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to jump in, join Funnel Envy, get a free trial, come and check out the resources and get reviews. And if you join as an annual member, you will get a bonus access to my email marketing course. And you'll also get 6 months free. So I hope to see you inside there. But if not, thank you for joining me, and I really hope that you've gotten tons of value out of this workshop. If you have, shoot me an email and let me know if you found this valuable. It's really great to be able to hear your feedback as well on this resource. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see those of you who've joined Funnel Envy. I'll see you in there soon. See ya.